Hello, everyone. Welcome. Episode number 13. 13.
13. Big
Unlucky,
13.
unlucky or lucky number 13, I guess, on how you look at it. Of the
True,
random
true.
album review. For those of you who do not already know, I'm Larry.
And I am Brian.
And the way this works is each week, one of us chooses an album for the other person to listen to for the first time. We get on here, we talk about it. We give, an experienced listener perspective and a new listener's perspective. We talk about some of the songs, maybe. We talk about, maybe some merch we have. We talk about least favorite songs, favorite songs. We give them a score, and then we move on. It's that
That's the
simple.
important part.
That's the
The
important
score.
part, the most important part, the part that everybody wants to know. But
Yeah.
this week, Brian, my choice,
Yes.
and we're going with Fallout Boy's third studio album. The
Probably
real,
part two.
the real big hit for them. And yes, you are correct. This is the first time we've repeated an artist here on the show. This is Infinity on High, their third studio album. It was their first album to debut at number one on the Billboard 200. It was, the
Big.
final, huge push for them. Unfortunately, though, they still did not get a number one single from this album. This ain't a scene, it's an arms race. Only got to number two. Unfortunate. So they had to
Close,
wait.
close.
They had to wait for that. But this album sold 260,000 copies in the first week. It's definitely different from their previous album, From Under the Cork Tree. There's a lot of more pop influence on this album. There's use of horns and violin and piano in spots. It's different, but it's fun. It's really fun. I love this album to death. So good. I'm so happy we're covering it.
I mean,
Um,
you're the only one that would bring it up, so.
I mean, of course, and that's fine. That's the point of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So this album actually gets its name from a quote from Vincent van Gogh, where he says, "Be clearly aware of the stars and infinity on high, then life seems almost enchanted after all." And the way I look at it is, it's kind of the idea of how big and vast not just the world is, but the entire universe is. And in reality, we are very, very small and kind of insignificant in a lot of ways. And that's kind of what makes life special in some ways, in a
Mm-hmm.
strange way. But um, this album as a whole is lyrically devastating. Like, this album hurts to listen to, but the music itself is very upbeat, very uplifting. So it's kind of like the collision of both sides. And Fall Out Boy now has a shirt that came out with like the most recent tour, and it says "Happy music for sad people." And I think that kind of describes it the best way, because the music itself sounds really happy, but lyrically, if you really think about it, it is devastating, heartbreaking. It hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So the first song on Infinity on High was Thriller. It actually features, and I don't know if you noticed this when you listen, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
The opening voice that is not a member of Fall Out Boy?
Sounds
It
like
probably sounds familiar.
sounds like
When I say
I
it,
thought,
you're
what's
gonna
his
know
name?
exactly who it
Forgot
is.
forgot his name.
It's a rapper.
But yeah, I know that one. I forget his name though. I
You
gotta bring
ready?
it. I gotta bring. Hold on, I got the song up. All right, go on.
It's JayZ.
It's JayZ. Ah, that's his
JayZ.
name. Jay.
And it's so strange. Like, why on earth is JayZ doing a short little bit for Fallout Boy and this and that? And that was just kind of like the thing at the time. Even one of
JayZ.
another one of the songs. I mean, it's just kind of a thing. It was kind of a thing in rock music at the time, where they were trying to bring like features from rappers over, even if it was like short little bits. Like, in another one of Fall Out Boy's records, Folie à Deux, the record after this, or Lil Wayne is on it. This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race, has a remixed version by someone I will not name because I do not like them.
Oh, is it? Is it who I think it is?
Uh, Potentially.
I got it. I'll just look it up on
Yeah, you
Spotify.
can go ahead and look that one up. Um, but
I see it.
yeah. So Thriller, the first song on this album, is kind of a thank you note from Pete Wentz, thanking the fans for supporting, them and for supporting From Under the Cork Tree and leading to its success. Um, I I really enjoy the chorus on this song where it says, "So long live the car crash hearts, cry on the couch, and all the poets come to life. Fix me in 45." It kind of subliminal reference to therapy. You have cry on the couch, all the poets come to life. Like poets, in this sense, Pete Wentz is talking about how poets are, hurt people and they need therapy. And Fix Me in 45, your therapy appointment, typically 45 minutes.
Hmm.
The second song on the album, The Takeover, The Break's Over, is also a JayZ reference. JayZ is not on the song, but it is a JayZ reference because JayZ has a diss track against Nas, and it is just called The Takeover. So this is a reference, The Takeover, The Break's Over, kind of a nod to Fall Out Boy, the attention that they're getting from the media, and like, hey, we need to get back onto making music because we're getting really popular. Third song on the album, This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race. It kind of pokes fun at the state of the music industry, where Pete Wentz kind of felt like people were making music more for the purpose of just putting out music to make money because it was going to get bought, it was going to get listened to,
Hmm.
and not really putting a whole lot of effort into it, and not doing it for the enjoyment of making music. And
Hmm.
it's not too deep. It's a very good song, though. Love that song. Um, Again, that was the single on this album that got to number 2 on the charts. Unfortunate, not number 1. But then you have Hum Hallelujah, the fifth song on the album, which is strange in the way because it uses Hallelujah, the song, and it twists it with its own, sense of rock. Um, it's not confirmed, but it's more than likely about uh, the attempt by Pete Wentz to end his life. Uh,
Mm.
he referenced it before in interviews. He was in a Best Buy parking lot and nearly overdosed on medication. And I really enjoy the chorus on this song as well. So hum hallelujah, just off the key of reason. I thought I loved you, but it was just how you looked in the light. A teenage vow in the parking lot, till tonight do us part. I sing the blues and swallow them too. A teenage vow in the parking lot, referencing him nearly uh, overdosing again. Till tonight do us part instead of until death do us part, because tonight being the time when it's going to happen. I sing the blues and swallow them too, obviously referencing medication. And a very, very small thing, but like it's just one of those things that makes this song like just that little bit more impressive. The original song Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen is written in the key of C major,
Hmm.
but Hum Hallelujah is written in the key of D, which literally makes it just off the key of reason. So when they say, so hum hallelujah, just off the key of reason, it's
Ooh,
literally like
off the key.
it's just off the key. It's so perfect.
Makes sense. It's all coming together now.
It is all coming together. The math is mathing. So then Golden, and I would describe Golden as like the first real like heartbreaker. It is it's all piano. It's very slow. It is a song that is about living in a world of pure hopelessness. Um, Absolutely, like the chorus is heartbreaking. And I saw God cry in the reflection of my enemies, and all the lovers with no time for me. and all of the mothers raise their babies to stay away from me. Obviously, there's some references here. The "and I saw God cry in the reflection of my enemies" could be references to a few things. The way I look at it is God looks at people and the way we treat each other, and he's kind of disgusted because we as people do not treat other people fairly.
No,
It's
we don't.
yeah, it's an very unfortunate part of life. All the lovers with no time for me, like not having enough time for your relationships, and uh, all of the mothers raise their babies to stay away from me. It's a reference to how Pete Wentz is viewed by the media and by parents of children that listen to the music. People kind of, in a lot of ways, looked at Pete Wentz in a very negative light because he was all over the place and he was a bad influence, as
Hmm.
they would say.
As they would say.
So then you have "Thanks for the Memories." I mean,
Oh, yeah, song I recognize.
chances are, yeah, you recognize it. Chances are
I
you've
love
heard
the
you've
radio.
heard the song before.
I love the radio.
uh, "Thanks for the Memories" is a song all about FOMO, the fear of missing out. Um, Pete Wentz kind of just he summarized it in an interview with Genius as essentially being the song is about wanting, like, seeing something on the internet, like seeing something on Instagram or on Snapchat and going, "Oh man, I want to go do that, or I want to go be there." And then you get there and it's like, "Oh, this is like it's okay, but it's not, I don't know, it's not that great." So,
Mhm.
nothing too crazy. It's a great song. There's a reason why it's popular. It, you know. Skipping a few songs, we have the "Carpal Tunnel of Love," the 10th song on the album. It's the only song on Infinity on High that includes a section where Pete Wentz gets to scream, and I absolutely love that portion of the song. It's great. Um, the music video is also really crazy, and I'll probably show you it after this, Brian. Do you remember "Happy Tree Friends"?
The name is familiar. Time to
It was
Google it.
like a YouTube animation. When you see it, you'll know it. But
Oh yeah.
the music video was done in partnership with the artists from Happy Tree Friends. They made like a short story and they actually animated the Fall Out Boy members into the world itself, and it's just such a fun little music video. I love this song
That's
so
funny.
much. It's a play, obviously, it's a play on some words with the title. The carpal tunnel, referring to carpal tunnel syndrome, tunnel of love, referring to, the dark rides at like a carnival or something.
Hmm.
Um, then you have "Bang the Doldrums," another great song. This one, very, very strange. Like, listening to it and like thinking about the lyrics and the song, it makes so much sense. But "Bang the Doldrums" was originally written for the Shrek movies.
What?
It was intended to be in one of the Shrek movies.
Hold on, I gotta play it now. Give me a sec.
You'll know exactly. There's a portion of the
Shrek
song
movie?
that says, "And I cast a spell over the West to make you think of me." And like
Oh, I
it
see it.
it would have been so good in one of the Shrek movies, but for some reason there wasn't an agreement between either Fall Out Boy, the record label, the animation studio. I'm not sure. For some reason it didn't work. It didn't happen. Great song nonetheless. Um
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it in Shrek.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can it's so easily, like,
It's
so
so
easily could have
Shrekable.
fit in. So
It's so
Shrekable.
Shrekable.
For sure, yeah, fair enough. Um
I love making up words.
13th song on the album, "You're Crashing But You're No Wave," another crazy title. I absolutely love the title.
Hmm.
Has absolutely nothing to do with the song, but this song is all about it's a courtroom inspired track, loosely based on the real life trial of Fred Hampton Jr., who was convicted with arson after the acquittal of the police officers who beat Rodney King. And that same acquittal of those four police officers is actually the beginning of kind of like the build up towards what is known as the LA riots now. So this song kind of, like loosely talks about the case, talks about this and that. Uh, in its entirety, the song is about how horrible the legal system is in this country and how it favors those with wealth and power. That's what it's all
Mhm.
about. Uh, the chorus of the song, case open, case shut, you can pay to close it like a casket. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about money and power.
Money.
Uh, the last song on the original version of the album, I've got all this ringing in my ears and none on my fingers. Great title. It's all about that. It's a nod to the fact that at the time, 2006, 2007, when this was being recorded and produced, uh,
Mhm.
the members of the band, all they were doing was touring. They were touring nonstop, and they
Mhm.
didn't have time for anything other than touring. So they were getting tinnitus. I've got all this ringing in my ears,
Yeah.
and none on my fingers, referencing the fact that they were all unmarried at that time.
Uh,
And well, they didn't have time necessarily to be married as well because they were always on the
yeah.
road. Um, the first bonus track on the album that was included in the two bonus tracks included, for some strange reason, only included on the UK, Australia, and New Zealand versions of the album at launch for
Just
some reason. Like it just doesn't make a ton of sense. But you have GINASFS, and if you are wondering what that stands for, Brian, it stands for
mhm.
gay is not a synonym for shitty. Nothing
Why?
special about it.
So what's the origin of that?
It just supporting those of the LGBTQ community. Gay
Okay,
is
okay.
not a synonym for shitty. Don't use gay to call things bad because
That's fair.
that's not cool. It's not.
Yeah. Mhm.
Don't do it. Great song. Um, and then the final song on the album, it's hard to say I do when I don't. Obviously, another reference towards marriage.
Yeah.
Not really having time for it and this and that. But anyway, that's the end of the album. Great album overall. Really
I like it.
quick. There you go. There you go. From Brian. He liked it. We'll see how much he liked it soon. But really quick, I did want to show I do have the vinyl version of Infinity on High. It comes with, there it is, this picture, well, pictures of the four members.
That looks so cool, dude.
Brian cannot see it at all.
I see the Fall Out Boy logo, that's about it.
Yeah. And then on the back, it includes the lyrics. Um, Here's the front cover of the album, the back cover, including the four members in that same room with what looks to be somebody's handwriting. I cannot tell you who specifically. Maybe one of the members of the band, I would assume. And then the inside cover, it's just a bigger photo of them in the room with our boy Frank over there. Oh, which way does it gotta go? This way. There he is, Frank. Also Frank.
Frank is cool.
Frank is cool. We love Frank. But yeah, the actual vinyl itself isn't anything special. It's just black vinyl. But I love it. I love having physical copies of media, and it supports the artists. So,
Mhm.
so Brian,
That's
favorite
pretty gnarly.
songs this week.
Favorite songs.
What are we thinking?
I like This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race,
Okay, banger,
and Thanks for the Memories.
banger,
That's
both
about it.
bangers.
I mean, all the songs are good. I think out of all of them,
Yeah.
though, I'd re-listen to those the most.
Oh, I mean, yeah. There's a reason why those are the two most listened to on Spotify in terms of the plays.
Mhm.
They're great songs. They're very replayable, and I mean, thanks for the memories is huge. Everybody, just about everyone knows that song.
Mhm.
Um, Me, I really, 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 I really enjoy this album. So I have a few to actually choose from. Well, a few favorite songs, I should say. This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race. Again, it's great. There's a reason why it's so replayable. I absolutely love the heartbreaker that Golden is. It just, the piano medley too. It's so good. Carpal Tunnel of Love, another great one. I love the very short section where Pete Wentz just gets to scream, and it's just it's great. The music video again, the Happy Tree Friends collaboration, it's fun. You're Crashing but You're No Wave, absolute banger. Heater, great song, very underrated. Um, and then another one I really enjoy is I've Got All This Ringing in My Ears and None of My Fingers. In my opinion, a great song to close out the initial release of the album, not including the bonus tracks. Um, and it does kind of, give you the sense of where Fall Out Boy are at mentally, because, they've been touring a lot and not spending a lot of time for personal things. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think I have an idea of how this is going to go, but least favorite songs this week, Brian?
No,
None. That's a great coincidence. I couldn't tell you one either.
but you don't have one.
I don't. I really don't. And like this album, I can genuinely listen to front to back all the way through, no skipping. It's great. But
Yeah.
here we are, the utmost important part of the episode, Brian.
Big reason why people skip to this part, probably.
Fair enough. Oh, I didn't think I mentioned either. I'm wearing my Infinity on High shirt today. I completely forgot about that. Anyway,
Looks super cool on you.
yeah, he can't see it again. Anyway, Brian, what are we giving this album out of 10?
I am giving it a 7.8.
7.8. That's good. That's pretty good. That
0.8 higher than So Much for Stardust.
did you give so much for Stardust? Was it a 7?
It was a 7.
Okay. Yeah, you probably
I
have
have my
that pulled up.
I have my list here. I have
Okay,
every
he's got it
single
tracked.
episode.
He's got it tracked.
And I have next week's episode ready too.
Oh, working ahead.
Of course.
7.8 though. I mean, hey, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good score. I I know this is unprecedented. This is a perfect
I'm
album.
president. Oh, there it is.
This is a perfect album. This is a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
This is a 10 out of 10. I will say it is not my favorite Fall Out Boy record still. There is another one that is also a
that's
10 out
funny.
of 10.
Oh,
But this album here it's perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. I can listen to it front to back. It tells a great story. It takes you through all of the emotion, and it's great. It's a 10 out of 10.
nice. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, anything else you want to talk about this week, Brian?
Uh, not really.
Fair enough.
I
I,
I don't know. I don't know why I'd say it. Well, I would
I
talk
I didn't
about
know
it
if there
though.
was something on your mind. But in that case, if you've listened to Infinity on High before, what would you rate it? If you haven't listened to it yet, maybe you should give it a try. Think about it. Uh,
Do it. Don't think about
Brian's
it. Just do
telling
it.
you to do it. I mean, if I tell you to do it as a Fall Out Boy fan, but like, of course, I'm gonna tell you to do it. Brian's telling you to do
Time.
it though, so you should do it.
Yep.
Anyway, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.